Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. So, good morning, everyone. Hope all is well. I think everybody's in here now. Yep. A few did switch back to connecting. Okay. Well, anyway, good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's great. Hey, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing all right. So today, we closed out last class, chapter 2. So today, all we're doing is just addressing questions, see if you guys have them. And I see your hand, sir. So if you have any questions or whatever, we're going to go ahead and knock those out. If you don't have any questions and you don't want to sit and listen to anybody else's questions and you're just good to go, you do not have to stay. But yep, that's all we're doing. Next class, we'll jump into chapter 3, and we have a due date for chapter 2's content, which should be October 17th. Yep. So, Mr. Bracy, what you got?
Okay, so last night, well, not even last night, yes, yesterday, the test, sent you an email in Canvas with all the pictures of each of my pages because I write down my work.
Mm-hmm.
Just want to make sure you that it's all legal,
It's legal.
It's very important to me that 82 is legal.
Yeah. You should be fine. I haven't gotten to yesterday's emails. I'll get to those before the end of the day. I'll take a look at it, shoot you that email back, but it should be fine.
Also, the test review, same rules as before. Get above 75, get above 80, extra cred.
Above 85.
I got an 84.38. Can we work something out?
I'll let it slide. Yeah, that's all right.
Thanks.
Also, yesterday I sent you my scratch art for my test, last one. Chapter 1.
Okay. That should be good. As long as you got it to me, that's fine. Thank you. All right. Anything else? Anybody else before we actually get to some problems?
Did you catch the questions that I had at the bottom of my email with my scratch work on it?
No, it didn't.
I sent you a secondary email yesterday because I had emailed you Saturday because I think there's a few questions. I think there were input errors.
Okay.
So I addressed them at the bottom of that email.
Oh.
Should have done it at the top for you. My bad.
No. So there weren't questions for me to do today. They're questions for me to look at on your test. Okay, yeah. If you sent an email yesterday, I haven't gotten to yesterday's emails yet. So I'll get to those today.
So if you the one I sent you Saturday after I took the test, at the very bottom, I addressed those questions.
Okay.
So I sent you a secondary email yesterday because I guess I didn't know if you actually were able to see them or not. If you're not able to see them, let me know and I'll resubmit them. That way I can get those at least answered for me.
Right.
I think there were input issues. I don't think I got the right answer. I just don't think I wrote them in right.
Got you. All right, I'll check it out.
Thank you.
Yep. Miss Ava, or am I saying it right? I want to be wrong.
Ava Gershio. And what's the late penalty? Because I really need a lot of extra help, and my person to help me out is
Yeah, me too. Like I need help too.
Wait, y'all want a late penalty? I didn't know we had one. I mean, I can make up a late penalty up if y'all want one. I didn't know we had one. Y'all want a late penalty?
I thought that you weren't taking any late work.
No, I'm just messing with you. No, all you gotta do is ask for an extension. That's all.
Okay, then can I please have an extension? Because that would be awesome.
Yeah, shoot me an email so it'll remind me to do it, and then in there how many days you want extra or whatever, and we'll make it work.
Okay, I just need until Tuesday.
Okay, not a problem. Yeah, just shoot me that email so that'll remind me to go in there and do it for you.
All right, thank you.
Yep,
that's all I need to ask.
Yep, not a problem. Same thing with you, Ms. Stewart. If you have any, if that's what you're asking for, shoot me that email to remind me to do it for you.
Okay.
All right, Kayla Miller. I see a hand up.
Yes. Where do we send the email with the work attached?
vtucker@tcc.edu.
Okay.
Yep. I should get it. Saturday. I know it was weekend, but I was trying to get all. Okay, Ms. Newman, not a problem. I'll get that You said the Saturday at 8. I haven't gotten to that either. You know, I try to take my mind off of a computer at some point, always being focused on a computer because it's all day, every day. So, one Saturday evening hit, unless I know I'm looking for something like certain weekends, like if it's like final week, you know what I mean? I'm just on it because I know people have these last minute things that after this week, there's no coming back. So I try to be on it on stuff like that. But during the regular semester, I try to pull back from the screen sometimes. So most of the time Saturday night, and then unless I see it on my phone, stuff like that. But yeah, so I will get to that sometime today if it was like Saturday evening, Sunday, and address those emails. Oh yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Let's see. Yeah, not a problem. I understand. It's all good. It's all good. We can get that for you. All right. Anything else? Anybody else before we do math problems? Everybody straight? All right. So did anybody have any math problems they want to see done? Math concerns?
Yes.
All right.
It's basically, it's for like 2.3. It says find the slope of the line passing through the points given below, or state the slope is undefined. Then in conclusion, either the line through points rise, fall is horizontal or is vertical. Then it says, then the numbers are, parentheses 7-2, parentheses close, then 8, then parentheses 8-4, parentheses.
All right. So these say 7, huh?
The 2 is not negative.
Okay. So those 2 points?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Got it, Miss Miller. You are fine. You don't have to worry about that. Not a problem. Thank you for letting me know.
Thank you.
A failure party. All right. So we're going to find the slope. And so here I can call this one, well, I wouldn't do it like that, it's extra space. Call this one X1, Y1. Call this one X2, Y2. Doesn't matter which point you call X2, Y2, X1, Y1. As long as you do everything correctly, you'll still be fine. And so the formula for your slope, Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. Y2 is 4. Y1 is 2. X2 is 8. And X1 is 7. So we're just going off what we have right here. Let me know if you have any issues with anything I've done. So the slope is 2. All right, have a good one, have a good one. So now Mr. Logan says they want the slope, and then some other things that you say after that they wanted.
Yeah, it's a 2-part question. The second thing is like, ask indicate whether the line through the point rises, fall, is horizontal or is vertical. Choose the correct thing.
So this rises, because the slope is positive. Falls when the slope is negative. It's horizontal when the slope is 0. Then it's vertical when the slope is undefined. So those are your 4 options.
Okay.
And so because this one is positive, that means our slope is going to rise.
Yeah. Get it.
All right. Cool.
Thanks.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Anything else? Anybody else? What you got?
I have a pretty simple one.
Okay.
It's just trying to figure out why it happened, I guess.
Mhm.
So on the practice test or the test review for chapter 2,
Mhm.
question 10.
All right. Is it something I need to pull up, or you gonna read it to me?
I guess you would have to pull it up.
See you, Dawn, over there on the review for chapter 2 already.
Man, listen, this shit ain't no joke. Like, I'm literally I seriously, not even lying. I couldn't even sleep. I woke up about 20 times just thinking about damn math problems last night. I am over this class.
We need to get you into a session, girl. You need to sleep better than that.
Real, because it was crazy. So it's
Talk it out or something, because that's not healthy right there.
it's crazy. So I'm sitting here trying to figure out, I got it wrong because when I completed the problem, I got -1,
Mhm.
but it's supposed to be +1. So I don't understand how the 1 turned from a negative to a positive. Like, what made that happen?
Okay. Now you did say number 2 and 10, right?
Yes.
Okay. So trying to see. So when x is -1, get the parabola. It's greater than 3. Up to 3. Less than open circle.
Am I right?
Yeah. So, all right. So now this one.
I'm lying. It's number 19.
Okay, I was about to see where does that come. All right, cool. All right, so number 19. So we want to write this in slope intercept form. Got 3x plus 7y minus 21 equals 0. I think that's positive. Yep, +7. So we're gonna write this in the first one's write this in slope intercept form. So, and for those who are looking at number 19 on the test review. So basically, they just want us to solve for y. And I guess I could have took care of that too.
Okay.
All right, so we notice what we did here. We subtracted 3x from both sides, and I added 21 to both sides so I can get my y term by itself. Divide both sides by 7. And then that 7 needs to go to each term. This is my equation in slope form. But that wasn't your issue. But anybody else, before we go to the next part of her problem, any issues with that?
So my equation was very different. It was x plus 2y minus 2 equals 0.
Oh, you had an way easier problem, right? To solve for x.
Thanks. Thanks.
Hold on a second. Let me put this in here, make sure that's all they wanted from me. Do I have a minus sign? Minus. Divide by 7. Add, subtract, yeah. Oh, that's what I put in the wrong one. All right. So let me get the equation that you had. So what did you say you started off with?
X plus 2y minus 2 equals 0.
Okay. Yeah, it wasn't that much more different. You just didn't have something. I thought you said 0 right here. I think, okay, but yeah. So same thing though. We just subtract 2x, add 2. And these cancel. So that's 2y equal to -x plus 2. divide by 2. So these cancel. 2 go into each piece. Y is equal to 1/2 x.
I know what I did wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
And like I
just-
said, when I said it was way less, I thought there was a 0 in a different place. That's why I said it was way less than that. But no, it wasn't. It was just one extra step.
It's just
Why?
my mess.
Question, why is y half of x?
When you divide by 2. So when you go from here, you got x over 2 plus 2 over 2. And so x over 2 is the same things. Mhm.
Okay, gotcha.
So whether you write it like this or like this is the same thing. Mhm.
I got you.
All right. So Ms. Dawn, you said you found your error now?
Yeah, it's just, I was mathing so much yesterday that I guess things just started jumbling up for me. And when I added 2 to, no, wait, what was I supposed to do? Yeah, when I added 2, I think I ended up subtracting it instead of adding it. And it was just stupid.
Yeah, that can happen.
Stupid me.
Especially when you do a whole bunch of assignments at one time and you're dreaming about it, you know?
Bro, that's why I walk away from it. I have to like get up and walk away from this. Like after like 5 or 6 questions, I'm like, all right, I need like 5 minutes just to like digress.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You want to put yourself in that type of position. That's why I keep telling people don't wait till the 15th to start doing chapter 2.
Bet.
All right.
Okay. What else we got, guys? What else we got? Anybody else? The floor is open. Everybody good?
I mean, I got another one if nobody else got one.
Sure. Nobody else said anything.
All right, so on number 10, I did actually have a question for number 10. It just wasn't that one. So I didn't even know how to give it the answer. I just guessed and I guessed correctly. So I need to know how to do it.
All right, so number 10. All right, so we're looking at this piecewise function. Oh, hold up. All right, so we're looking at this piecewise function here, you guys. Hopefully you should be able to see it now. So it says when x is less than 3, we have a parabola. It's 1/2 x squared. So that's a parabola, the U shape. Then it says 3x minus 3 for x is being greater than or equal to 3. So that means that's going to be a straight line. So we can't, forget what normally happens. And so let's go here to the notes. So what's going to help us here without graphing, let's say if we didn't want to put the time and energy into actually graphing, we have to remember that x squared is a parabola. And then just x is a straight line. So that's the first thing. Then it says for x is less than 3, I'm going to have a parabola. But for when x is greater than or equal to 3, I'm going to have a straight line. Also, because it's less than, I'm going to have an open circle there. And this one, because it has the or equal to, means I'm going to have a closed circle there. So those are the things that we're pulling out of this before we even try to look and see what our graph should be. All right. Now I want black. So our breaking point is right here at x equal to 3. So to the left of x equal to 3, you're talking about less than 3. It should be an open circle and parabola. To the right of x equal to 3, you're talking about greater than 3, is going to be a closed circle and then a line going straight up. All right, that makes sense. Make sure we're okay. And so
if it's less than or equal to, it's a closed circle.
Well, if the or equal to, that bar is what tells us we're gonna have a closed circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't have the bar, then it's an open circle. If
Right.
it's got a bar, it's a closed circle.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Yep. All right. So when we go back to the graph, that's why I chose A. You know, you got the open circle at 3 and it goes to the left. Yeah, yeah. It goes to the left with a parabola, then closed circle at 3, but then it goes up with a line. So that's why I chose A. So
Okay.
that's
Don't gloss over the fact that he chose A before he worked that problem either.
And so that's what I was about to say, because I'm looking at the view of the example and it's got like this 100-step process to try and get it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he went and chose A before he even worked the problem. So yeah, tons of fun over here.
That's that shit.
y'all funny.
Correct.
If we could get back to the problem, right? But is everyone okay with that? So that's the way you would do it without, like I said, necessarily. I'm pretty sure that the example showed you how to plot points and you had to plug in points and stuff like that. So that would be the best way of doing it without plotting points. Because if you look at all 3 of them, I mean, all 4 of them, all of them look drastically different. So there are specific characteristics that apply to what's going on here. And this is the only one that fit those characteristics. So once again, you know, you're talking about piecing.
So let me ask you this though. When you looked at that problem originally, what were you looking at that directed you towards A?
Okay. Yeah, so that goes back to you know, stop. Okay. All of this right here. I just did it in my head as far as looking at, you know, I'm looking for just looking for different characteristics, right? So the first thing I'm looking at, okay, what does x squared give me? I know that gives me a parabola. And then what does x give me? You know, that's just a linear equation. So I'm looking for these 2 shapes. So if it was x cubed, then I would have been looking for this shape. You know what I mean? So each degree of x has a different shape.
So I don't remember writing that down in our notes, but that kind of seems like it would be helpful information.
2.5.
Remember, wait, wasn't that the section we just glossed over because it's plug it into the calculator time?
And I could have swore I was supposed to plug something in the calculator.
Yeah.
And we're trying to figure this shit out.
That's what I got to walk into Friday when I went to the office hours. He was like, "Oh, this is where you plug in the calculator." I was like, "You son of a bitch." Of course you would say that.
But yeah, so we talk about the parent functions. If you can at least find the parent functions and know the shape of the parent functions, then that will help you. And that's
hold up, bro. I don't remember writing all that.
Yeah, that should have been at 2.5.
2.5, you said?
Yeah, 2.5.
I mean, I definitely wrote this down, Brandon.
Oh yeah, I got it. All right. But when you were just writing it all out like that, that didn't trigger my brain to go back to this.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now it will.
Yep, not a problem, not a problem. Did I see somebody else was about to say something too? I thought I saw somebody.
Just over here dying laughing.
Oh. Let's see. All right. So we still need to finish that problem though, right? Let's go back. All right. Did anybody else need this before I go off the screen? Everybody good?
So how do you address the fraction though? Because it's like 1/4 x squared. So how does that get plotted?
All right, now that goes back to, you see how I have right here, page 291, summary of transformations. All right, let me see if I still have it up. Well, I had it up at one point. Give me a second. Didn't mean to do that, but it'll be all right. I know I didn't close it out. It kicked me out. Okay, that's nice. Oh, here we go. All right, so right here, that's page 291, the summary of your transformation. So when you have that 1/2 or 1/4 or whatever sitting on the outside of your function, it just stretches your graph vertically. So these tell us that, you know, the effects of different things when you put it inside of the function versus outside of the function. In other words, inside of the x squared versus on the outside of the x squared. In other words, if I were to plus, let me go here. You guys see this page 291 if you ever want to reference it. You go back to the notes. Right Right. So let's say if I have x squared, you know, adding 1 to the outside of x squared will shift my graph up 1. But if I put +1 on the inside of x squared, it moves it to the left 1. If I -1 on the outside, it moves it down 1. But if the -1's on the inside, it moves it to the right 1. So that's what, going back here, that's what this emphasized, having a plus C on the outside raises it by C units, minus C on the outside lowers it by C units, plus C on the inside to the left C, minus C on the inside to the right C. And so that's what all of these just show you the effects of doing something to the inside of your function versus doing it to the outside. All right, where did that thing go? There's so many windows up. All right, so going back here, it says the range of f of x. Now, don't forget your range is down to up, just like your domain is left to right. And they already gave us the domain was -infinity to infinity. You see right here. So that's why they don't ask us about the domain. All the values from left to right, I can plug into this function. But we're looking at our range. So we look at our lowest value. Our lowest value on y is 0. And then it goes up to infinity. So it should be 0 to infinity, bracket on the 0. That's my bracket.
So that's one of my questions that I had for the test, because I got the right answers, but it didn't like the way I inputted it. But it was one of those 2-part questions where you had to not only input the numbers, but then you had to go through and pick the graph that was proper. And I picked the graph based off the answer that I had, knowing that I had the right answer, but it did not like how I inputted the answer at all. And I don't know why. It hates me. Math lab does not like me, bro. I don't know what it is.
Right. Well, you know, I'll take a look at it and see. Just probably something minor.
Look, because I don't know how I missed this, but question 5 was a 2-part question that I didn't even know was a 2-part question until I finished the test. Like, I was like, I'm sorry, there was another part to that. What?
Right.
But I was like, all right, well, on that one, that's on me. I just missed that completely. But there's a couple other ones that, like, I'm pretty sure I got them right.
Okay.
Look, man, I'm splitting hairs here because with the 5 points, I got an A, and I'm stoked. I should be stoked, but with the amount of time that I put into this, I want more out of it.
Right. I get it. It's all good,
a lot of time into this, man. That test took me 3.5 hours. I want more out of it.
I get it, man. No problem. I'll check it out for you for sure. All right. So Ms. Dawn, I know you asked about this one. So you good on this one now?
You know, I'm not even going to try and understand that page 291. I'm just going to go with your little look at it cheat code. I already wrote the instructions, and that's what I'm doing.
Hit my elbow.
Hey, Don, can you make sure you take the next calculus class with me, please? Because you definitely make this class way more entertaining than it should be.
This is my only math requirement, thank God. So you will not see me in any more math class.
All right, well, that doesn't help your boy out because I have to do applied calculus. I can't get around it.
Oh, man.
You know, you will be in my thoughts. Well,
thank you. Thank you now. I'll take all your prayer. Y'all start praying for me now because I'm gonna need them.
God, I'm taking all 3 calculuses.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
Same.
All right, I'm praying for you now.
I have a question.
Say again?
I have a question.
All right, what you got?
For 2.6, it says the domain of fx is equal to 5x plus 6. The constant of all real numbers, representative and integral notation as blank.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get there. You said it's 2.6.
Yeah, it's 2.6.
Which number?
Question number 3.
All right, come on, get back here.
Yeah, it says
Domain.
the number is 5x plus 9 for me.
Yep, it still should be the same thing. So if you want to represent all real numbers in interval notation, you're just going to write negative infinity to positive infinity.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's make sure. Okay, well, I didn't go past the comma.
Yep.
Should be it. Yep.
Yeah, we get it.
Not a problem.
I do have a general question when it comes to writing out these interval notions.
Mhm.
When do you know that the number is a part of the solution to put the bracket and when it's not to put the parentheses?
It depends on what they're talking about. So all right. So if you're just talking about
Because that was one of
domain,
the problems that I had. I think what it was is I inputted the wrong bracket versus the parentheses that it wanted, but I was pretty sure that the number that I was using was part of the solution. No, I'm sorry. It wasn't part of the solution. So I put the parentheses, and then when I picked the graph on the secondary part of the question, it had a parentheses and it was right. But when I inputted it in the first part of the question, it was not right. So I'm just trying to understand when you're actually using the bracket versus the parentheses. And I know that the bracket states the number is used, and then the parentheses, it's any other number but that. So I'm just trying to understand it a little bit better for my. Increasing, decreasing, and constant.
all right. I think those are all of our situations. I see, Mr. Sachs. Give me 1 second. So domain and range, you'll be using parentheses and bracket. Depends on what's going on. So, we talked about if you see an open circle, and we use parentheses. If you see a closed circle, that will be, signify bracket. Open intervals, all you're going to use are parentheses. So when we talk about increasing, decreasing, and constant, those will always be parentheses no matter what's going on. And then, here are symbols of parentheses, less than and greater than will just be parentheses, or equal to will give you this bracket. And the infinity signs will always have parentheses on no matter what's going on.
Because I remember that you wrote out a chart in the notes. And when I'm looking at the chart, I swear I'm trying to read Mandarin all over again. And I'm like, some of this makes sense, but some of it doesn't. And I was like, I feel like I should know this by now. But I was like, then I got hemmed up on that question on the test. And I'm like, all right, I'm not following something apparently.
Yeah.
Because I got half of it right, but the part that you actually have to write out, you actually have to figure out the numbers to plug in, and I could figure that out, no problem. It was just I guess I put the wrong bracketology in front of it, I guess, and it just wasn't happy with me.
Right. So that chart dealt with these 3 scenarios right here, but it really doesn't discuss, these 2.
Correct.
That might be where, the confusion.
I got hemmed up. Hey, hold on, leave that there for just a second. I'm gonna take a picture of this so I can filter it into my notes. Can you scroll it down just a little bit? Perfect. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, not a problem, not a problem. Sachs, or hopefully I'm saying it right, but I thought you had a question.
Yeah, that's right. My question was from 2.5, question number 9. And it's like a graph question. I don't know if you want me to just say it or.
I can go ahead and pull it up. Give me a second. All right, so this right here, you're talking about which one. So your numbers may be different, but I got 1/2 x. So this is our original equation here. And so if you take 1/2 of x, now all of these, the x's should be the same. So it still should be -2, 0, and 2. But 1/2 of -2 would be -1 for y. Let me see. So that doesn't drop down to 1. Gotcha. So take half of that. So that should be, I should go into -1. I think this was it right here. I can magnify it in -1. Nope, that's not it. I think this thing will go back down. Yeah, because when you plug it in, it should be -1. And when it's inside, it should shrink. Let me go back to my chart. Once I get it, I'll go ahead and tell it to you. Give me a second. And so, all right, so we'll go get back to me. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So it should be 2. Right. So this one goes back to that page 291. If you go here, it says that if you have 1/2 inside of your function, so in other words, a value that's in between 0 and 1, we have 1/2, it should horizontally stretch your graph. And so when you go back to what we had, that's why I chose this one right here, because it's longer, stretched it. It still should be at 2, like this one is, but it should stretch it. And so that's why I chose this one right here.
And the other thing I was gonna say is when you have that fraction there, like when you take a negative number and you multiply it by a fraction, what is that like? What happens?
Well, in this case, since they really didn't give you the effects of the function, they just give you f of x. Because if I'm looking at this, there's no correlation. It's not like it says x is -1, right? So because they don't give you any details other than the fact that this is what f of x was, they want you to lean on what happens in two, not necessarily try to calculate 1/2 times this or 1/2 times that, but leaning on this relationship here in 291, right here down bottom. Notice how it says if 1/2 a number's inside the function with your x, and that's what we have here. We have f of x 1/2 times x. 1/2 is in between 0 and 1, so it should stretch. There should be a horizontal stretch, so it should make my lines longer because 1/2 is in between 0 and 1, and it's inside that parentheses.
Okay, so you're not plugging any numbers in for this one?
Nah. They
Oh.
want you to just lean on this relationship described in this on page 291 in this chart.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, All right. Anything else? Anybody else?
Yes. I have another one.
Mhm.
It says find the domain of the function. And it's fx equals 12, then divided by x square x2 square and plus 5x minus 44.
All right. Hold on. Oh, on my share button. All right. So is that what you're saying it is? Did I write that right?
Instead of a 5, it's a 7.
Okay. All right. So that's it?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
This is find a domain that
So you set the denominator equal to 0. I'm on 0. Get out of there. There we go. And solve for x. So now you can use a quadratic formula, or you can go ahead and factor it. I would factor. This will give me x minus 11. And x plus 4. 4 times 11 is 44. 11 minus 4 give me 7 in the middle. So that's where I got those numbers from. Yep. I saw your face, Mr. Williams. And then both of them.
Dude, yeah, I'll talk to you in a minute.
Okay. And because the sign was minus back here, they told me my signs would have been different. So now you set each part equal to 0. I keep putting my 0 quickly. And solve that. So x is equal to 11. X is equal to negative 4. Now, these are values that cannot be used. We're talking about the domain. I set my denominator equal to 0 because I want to know when is my denominator equal to 0, because any time my denominator is 0, I have undefined. My fraction is undefined, and that is a problem. So that's why I set this equal to 0 to figure out when it is equal to 0 so that I can remove those parts or remove those x values as options. So in other words, when I plug in 11 into this function, to this denominator, I get 0. When I plug in negative 4, I also get 0. So now when I go to write my domain, I can use all values except for 11 and negative 4. And don't forget, if you're just talking about the generic number line, negative 11 is here, 4 is here. So I have to give an account for each one of these intervals.
You flip your negative signs.
Oh, thank you. Look, I just need to rewrite the whole thing. Thank you. I appreciate that. Negative 4 and 11. So I have to give an account for all of those intervals. Write the domain down a little further. So that's negative infinity to negative 4 parentheses, because I cannot use that 4. Negative 4 to 11. And then 11 to infinity.
Is that it, actually?
Yep, that's it. So what this says that I can get as close to negative 4 and as close to 11 as I would like. I just cannot use those values. I can use everything else though.
Okay, thanks.
Yep, not a problem. What else we got?
No, okay, so you just cleared up a heated debate for me yesterday because my girlfriend was explaining that to me, and I'm like, that sounds like factoring. She's like, it's not though. I was like, but it sounds like factoring. Like you're
talk-
trying to find two numbers that
Yeah.
when you subtract them from one another to find another number, I'm like, how is that not the same as factoring?
Mhm.
She was like, no, you're wrong. Oh, buddy. And this is recorded too. I can't wait. So thank you. Thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Now you could have used, now if you had decided to use the.
Hold up, man. Don't give her no ammunition. It's recorded
Okay.
now.
All right.
It's recorded.
Look,
Right
I'm
now,
staying-
this is a win for me. So
I'm staying
let
out
me
of-
win
look.
one.
I'm staying out of the house. All right, sounds
Let me
good.
win one for once.
Very interested to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Right.
Look,
Right.
y'all, she's probably forgot more about math than I'm gonna learn. So let me win one, okay?
Well, so this most
All about
definitely
the
is.
small victories.
This is
small
most definitely
victories.
factoring. Yes, sir. This is most definitely factoring. What else we got? What else we got? Oh, that's all I was about to say. So don't forget, you guys have until the 17th to knock out all of chapter 2. Next class, we'll jump into chapter 3, but of course, it's not the last. This is not the last day you can ask questions about chapter 2. If you don't have all of your questions lined up today, or another question come up, don't forget we have the office hours. And then, hopefully there will be times, in the class, like any other time, when you could ask a quick question before I check out or something like that. So it's not the last day for questions. So if you don't necessarily have all of them, or you, like I said, you come up with a new one, just ask me at another time. It's fine. All right. Anything else? Anybody else before we close out today? Make sure we're good.
How do we know what our current grade is in the class? Like, how can we see that?
My math lab gives you an assessment according to what you've done up to this point. Now, the thing about my math lab you have to be careful about is that, let's say at this point you haven't attempted a test at all. Well, we have one that should have already been attempted. But if you have not attempted it, sometimes my math lab won't count it against you. If you didn't even go in, like there's nothing, my math lab doesn't count it against you. Well, I have to count it against you. So I always say that the grade isn't anywhere close to being accurate if you haven't made attempts on all of your assignments, or if you haven't submitted everything yet. Now, if you've done everything, my grade should be higher than what you see in math lab, because remember, homework, if you got a 75 or better, I count it as an A. You know what I mean? And they're counting it as is. And it's just too much trying to figure out, is there a way to program it this way? That's just something I do at the end of the session for final grade. So if you want something very specific, then you always can email me. I'll let you know where you stand. Yes.
Are you telling me that I did not have to go back and get every single question right on my homework assignments to get an A?
Bro,
Is that what you're telling me?
Yo,
shouldn't have
what
said
the
that,
hell?
man.
Is that what you're telling me right
You
now?
shouldn't have said that to
It's
Dawn.
written. I
She's
said
been
that.
losing sleep, bro. She's been losing sleep.
Math lab specific.
That's that shit.
I sent you that email, and then we talked about it on the first day. 75 to 84.9 is a 90, 85 to 100. I count as 100. We it was in the sheet. It's there.
So a 75 will equal a 100. That's what you're telling me now.
75 to 84.9 equals a 90.
Correct.
But if you want the full
85
100%,
and above is 100.
Yeah, 85
75 to 84 is a B.
You know what? Okay. No more maximum effort from me.
I don't know what to say.
Wait, so wait, Dawn, are we not going to see you at the office hours anymore?
Just until I get an 85%.
Hey, if it makes you feel better, Dawn, I knew about you only needed 85%, and I've still been trying to get 100%. So I've still been logging that time in like I needed to. So you're not alone. Hey, and when you go in, you can ask Mr. Tucker this. I've spent way too much time in my math lab on some math homework. So.
And I'm willing to bet we're neck and neck for max amount of time spent.
Oh, absolutely.
On this thing.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. I'm gonna take the over on
In fact,
this.
we need to have a contest. There's a prize to whoever spent the most time on math lab.
I'm taking the over on us for sure. Definitely.
But there's going to be somebody that's just going to go into assignment and then
Yeah,
walk
somebody
away.
just gonna leave their session logged in for 3 days straight now. So
Right.
The thing is, if you don't, thing is, I've noticed if you don't touch it, it starts to do timeout and it'll, I think, kick you.
Oh yeah, it times out after 20 minutes.
Oh,
So,
really? Oh.
yeah, so it
Yeah,
really
it'll
does
kick you
work
out if
time
you're
that
stuck
in
on a
there.
problem.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if
so
you don't do anything,
yeah.
it will kick you.
Okay. So you at least have to come back after 20. Set
Oh
your
yeah, no.
timer.
So that time in there is that time in there. Like you
Uh-huh.
actually spent that time in there because if you aren't active after like 20 minutes,
Yeah.
it boots you.
Okay, that's cool. Okay.
No, it ain't cool, bro. It's not. Those are hours. Hey, when you look at that, those are hours of my life that I'm never gonna get back. Never, ever.
But then you'll be able to talk about it to your grandkids about all this
Oh,
time.
this is that shit right here, bro. This is
Yeah.
that shit right here. Talking
Are
about
we still good to send our work for the test to you today?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, it was open. Mhm.
For some reason, I put the answer in for it, but it says it's wrong.
All right, let's see what's going on. Oh, I see what's wrong. I have a plus sign right here, but I have a minus sign right here. Probably one of your classmates distracted me while I was writing something down. That's how we're gonna do that. So if if that's the case, then that switches all of my signs. So it's a +7. That means this will be a +11. This will be a -4. Plus, minus. That means this one will be plus. This will be minus. So maybe I was trying to subconsciously correct myself when I wrote that -11. You see how stuff just, yeah, I mean, I got to listen to myself more often. So even when I'm wrong, I'm right. So, yes. So, yeah.
That's also that shit.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I was sitting here waiting. I was like, is he gonna say that? Because I remember when the signs got corrected, and I was like, man, he's not gonna sit here and be like, yeah, I was trying to correct myself, and then there he goes. Wind him up, watch him go.
That's it, man. You got to think on your feet, man. When you're in front of everybody, you're supposed to be right all the time. Y'all don't understand my pressures.
Oh God, here we go. Come on, Biggie, talk to him.
Right. All right, sir. Hopefully that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, check that out.
I just gotta know, is this your favorite math class?
Oh, this semester, I think I had to give y'all the nod. Yeah, I think I had to give y'all the nod.
Y'all should tune into the office hours. They get pretty entertaining as well. Especially when you tune in and he's proctoring a test. That's interesting.
Different dynamics. Everybody needs something different from me, man. And yeah,
I still don't understand how old boy said every time we talked, his screen popped up. All he had to do was minimize the Zoom call and then do my math lab. But technology's a son of a gun sometimes. I guess.
And then like there may be a setting that has it that he's pinned something to the screen. I don't know. So it's possible. You just never know. He said, "No, they didn't."
Yep, that's correct.
That was correct.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Anything else? Anybody else? If not, I'll head on to this next class.
You still gonna do office hours this afternoon?
Yep. I'll be in there.
All right. So we can discuss the questions that I had from the test then. If that's
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
Just because I want to make sure that I'm not crazy. If they were input errors and I was just wrong, then I was just wrong. It is what it is. But
yeah, that's
I
fine.
want to make sure that I wasn't losing my mind.
Not a problem. Office hours 3 to 5. 3 to 5 today. They're in and the office hour link is not this same link for class, it's a different link. If you check Canvas announcements, it should be a title email there with the office hours links in it.
All right, thank you, sir.
Not a problem. Everybody good before we shut it down today? Everybody straight?
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Not a problem. You're welcome. So you guys have a good one. Be safe, and I will see with some of you today. Other than that, I'll see you on Wednesday.
Absolutely, man. Have a good one, man. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Thanks, you do the same.